Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams, and man, it's good to be back with you. If you're watching this from the very intro, then you see things might look just a little bit different. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I mean, my goodness, you give me 5 days in between broadcasts, and I promise you there's going to be a lot going on. We have a great guest tonight, so really glad to have him with me, and we will introduce him in just a moment. As always, want to say thanks to all of the sponsors, the advertisers, and the folks who are just generally a part of this broadcast all the way around. Couldn't do these things without you, so I'm very, very thankful that you're on board. We'll mention some of them, talk about them here in just a moment, and also, like I was saying, my goodness, there is so much to talk about. We're not going to get it all done in 20 minutes tonight, so bear with me on that. Hope you're in for the long haul tonight because it's going to be a fun one. But you know what? Let's get right to our guest, and we have on BCP Live tonight Jacob Christian. And Jake, man, I really appreciate you stopping by tonight. I know it's getting to be time of year where there's school and stuff. I know that you're not in right now, but still, that's all right. Thanks for taking time with us on a Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for having me. I sure do appreciate it.
Now, Jake, I know that one of the reasons and the main thing we're going to be talking about tonight, though, is music. And you have a gig coming up very, very soon, and it's a local gig, too. So where are you going to be playing? What are you going to be playing? And when's it going to be?
Well, sir, this Friday, August 28th, I will be playing at Bar Bay, Kingston by Soldier Creek. And doors are going to open at 8 o'clock. I'm going to do my sound check around 9-ish, and then I'm going to play from 10 to 2 a.m. And then we're just going to have a good time, trying to get as many people out there as possible. It's going to be a great time, so you definitely don't want to miss it. So,
okay, you have a 4-hour set?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, my goodness. Well, okay, so how many songs go into a 4-hour set? Do you repeat any along the way, or what's that look like?
Well, that's a great question. It just I put a whole bunch on there. So I go through and I got my iPad and I got a whole bunch of listed songs on there. But I try to get about 60 to 70 songs. That way I'm not crunched for any time. I'm not redoing songs. I'm not having to find any more songs. I've got all my songs already set out, just ready to be played. And then I just roll through them. I try to regulate it. I don't want to have too many slow songs, too many fast-paced songs. I want to bring it all together and make it a good concert. So that's how I like to do it. Are
you playing and singing, or
yes.
How's that go?
Yes, I do guitars. I'm a guitarist. I've been playing guitar for 5 years, and I also sing with it. I don't have a band or anything. It's just me and a guitar. But we sure do try to make it sound pretty good.
That is pretty cool. We're on tonight with Jake Christian here on BCP Live. Now, you already have someone in the comment section asking for a sample. We'll have to do that another time. Definitely want to get it all rigged in to where the sound is good for you to do that. And honestly, by the way, on a side note, we are going to have some more music on BCP Live sometime soon. That's in the future. Right now, as Jake's talking about, well, Stephen Shane says, me and my guitar, in a set like that, again, 60, 70 songs, it's pretty healthy. What kind of music is it?
I do a little bit of a traditional country and western. So I play a lot of Alan Jackson, George Strait type. I go back into Hank Williams, the older type country. And then I play a little bit of new country like Joe Nichols, Josh Turner, that kind of stuff, the 2000s era. And then even stuff that's been produced this year by the artists like Parker McCollum and others. But I try to get a little bit of a variety. I don't want to be just an old country artist or a new country. I like to be a little bit different. And then I write my own songs, so I throw those in there too.
Well, that's good too, and especially depending upon the venue. And we'll talk again about where you're going to be playing. We definitely want to get that out there, and folks happen to stop by. But there are folks like me that are just a little bit older than you, that's all right to play some of those older songs for, but I know you're probably going to have a crowd that wants some of the recent songs as well. So it's nice with 60, 70 songs, man. You got a 4-hour set. You definitely have time to hit your entire audience. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., do you kind of gauge the audience a little bit and look out there and go, okay, listen, can we pull another song here? It's probably going to hit this part of the crowd well.
Yes, you definitely have to read the audience. You can kind of tell whether an audience is wanting a fast-paced kind of concert. I mean, if they're wanting just nothing but fast songs. And then you got the people get on the dance floor, and then you can tell that they want the two-step and the slow dancing songs. And you really gauge your song list off that, because I've got a whole bunch, and I'll scroll down, figure out which one I want to go into next, depending on the audience. And that's what I had the most success in doing. But
Jake, how old are you? Where are you from? And what are your ties around here?
Well, I am 18 years old. I turned 19 in November. But I've lived in Durant my whole life. Used to go to school at Rock Creek till 7th grade. Then I moved over to Durant, transferred over here, and I graduated from Durant High School, and we finished out a little bit of college classes at Southeastern, and just a down home, kind of guy. I really like the country. I like being around here, and I love this town. So.
Well, we're going to classify you as local business then, definitely, because you are a local business and a local musician. We really try to promote the local businesses here on BCP Live. We're talking tonight with Jake Christian, and he's going to be in concert here this weekend. Talk about country music, and I mentioned, well, okay, I might have heard a few of the songs back in the 70s and 80s and some of that kind of country music. What is what kind of influence do you have? Who has influenced you the most?
That's a great question, sir. I tell you what, I've had many influencers in music that my whole career is learning and listening. I'm constantly trying to find new songs on the radio that I haven't heard, or people will send me over Messenger and say, "Hey, you need to listen to this song or learn this song." But my two biggest influencers in country music would have to be Keith Whitley and Alan Jackson. As far as I try to be, try to mirror that, because they had a lot of success. Keith Whitley, with him passing at a young age, he still is a legend in country music. And I hope that, one day I can, at least get my name out there a little bit in country music, because I do enjoy it. And, it does bring me so much joy in playing.
Well, I've been informed in the comment sections that I'm old, and that's okay. I know that you're not as old right now. So you talk about your career, and obviously, there's a lot more time to this career to be able to do the things you're talking about. And I appreciate, by the way, what you're saying in that you listen and learn, because those are skills that sometimes I think are not in as much supply as you might think they would be. That having been said, then, who do you listen to? Who's one of your favorite artists now?
Probably one of my favorite artists now that I listen to is probably Parker McCollum. I like, as far as newer country, I like him, and I still listen to Turnpike Troubadours, even though they're not together right now. Their songwriting and all that is just absolutely amazing, and it's really got me to where I can expand my variety of music to the newer generation, people out here in the bars and venues that are a little bit younger than some. They really are drawn to that kind of music, and they enjoy it whenever I play it. So I'm not just appealing to one kind of a crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the best part about learning new stuff. Not just being closed-minded. Being open-minded to where, I might have never listened to this guy before, but with people sending me him, and I just give it a shot and listen to it. Now I make it to where people are being more interested in all types of music.
We're talking with Jake Christian now, and he's going to be performing this weekend. So, Jake, as we wrap up our time tonight, tell them again where they can see you this weekend, what time, and the venue. And by the way, is there a cost to get in?
Yes, sir. Well, I will be playing at Bar Bay in Marina Del Rey in Kingston, Oklahoma. Doors will open at 8 p.m. I'll go on sound check at 9, and I will start at 10, and we will play all the way up until 2 a.m. There's a $5 cost at the door for 18 and up, and then $10 for below 18. So if y'all want to come out and just have a good time Friday night, if you ain't got nothing else to do, come on out, and we'll have us a good time, play some good music. So thank you very much.
That sounds great. Well, I wish you well in doing all that, and it sounds like you have a great gig, a good career in front of you, and we do look forward to getting to hear it sometime. I want to take the time right now and invite you back, and maybe we can hear one of those songs. Let me ask you really quickly, in all of the set that you have, you're talking about a lot of those songs. Do you have any original songs yet, or is that just a part of what you're plan on doing? What's that look like?
Well, yes, I started getting into the songwriting aspect about 2 years ago, and that was a little bit before I started actually performing in front of people. But yes, I've got about 12 songs that I've written and played over time. And I've got two that I just wrote actually in the past 2 weeks. So yes, I'm steadily trying to write more and more and trying to get as many possible because the more you write, the better you're going to get, and that's my plans with it. Yes, as far as that goes.
All right, we'll have to check out one of those original songs then when you come back. So that would be fantastic. Jacob Christian, thank you so much for being on with us tonight, and success to you. And have a great gig this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And that is Jake Christian. He's going to be performing. You got all the information right there. That is really pretty cool. I'm glad to have him on. That's a local business, very much a local business. So I appreciate having him on with me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and lose the headphone because, that's just where we are in this. Man, that was fantastic. Enjoyed getting to visit with him, and it seemed like a really good young man. I have, again, been informed in the comment section that I'm old, so there we go. That's all right. Mrs. Patriot, definitely there to make sure that I know where I stand in life, so that is all right. All right, shout out to a lot of folks here really quickly. We have a lot on the plate tonight. Definitely a few things. We're not going to get it all done in 20 minutes, so if you want to just buckle in and hang on for the ride and watch for a little while tonight, definitely I would like to. I'd love for you to stick around. A few things to talk about, and we have changes in the world. We're going to talk about everything from the CDC guidelines to the flu to my bank account. I know. The what's going on behind me right there right now, and a lot more. So anyway, stick around for that if you would like to. Shout out, by the way, Rana, thanks for watching tonight. A little wave there from Rana in the comment section. Stephen, glad that you're here. If you're still here tonight, thanks for watching tonight. Tracy, thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate that as well. Dottie, yes, it is a nice background. I want to get to that more in a moment. It's a part of everything that's going on right now. So it's a little bit different. We're just testing the waters. You might even say we're charting waters, but that's what's going on right now. So I appreciate that. Jason, Corby, man, I'm glad you guys are watching. I get the full 4 Shamrock effect in all this, so that is looking pretty cool too. Linda, glad you're on tonight. Thank you very much. Michelle, I'm digging this, Michelle. Totally cool. And if, let me throw this one up. There, listening to BCP and watching the Mavs. That is a great combination. I am all about that. Definitely on board right there. Keep that up. And if you were listening to the Mavs, Cooperstein on the radio, he's about as good as they get for a team's play-by-play guy. Some of the folks on TV not as good as Cooperstein. So if you're watching the Mavs, definitely have the sound down. But if Luka does something absolutely fantastic, like what he did the other night, you have to let me know too. So we'll stop and we'll definitely sing the praises of Luka during all that. All right. So anyway, there we are. Let's get started. Okay, let's bring in, because we had a great guest tonight. I am going to bring in, let's see, from the CDC. That is what I am going to bring in. If I can find this here. Yeah, from the CDC website. That is what we are going to do right about now. And hang on. I don't want to bypass this any longer. I want to say thank you to our advertisers and sponsors while we have some early going right here. Talk about our advertisers and sponsors then for just a little bit. I want to say thanks to the fine folks at Abundant Life Texoma. Good people out there. I appreciate them. I like the folks at Abundant Life Texoma. Blake Utter Ford, the Choctaw Nation Durant Station, Greg Phillips Insurance, Indian Nation Wholesale, Jalapenos, Mickle Law Firm, People First Industries, Texoma Financial Services, Texoma Utility Equipment, folks at Pro Image, as well as Castile's Tire, DW and Calera, friends of the library. Man, gotta love Robbie and all the folks out there at the library. It is so cool. They really do so much for the community. Just great folks out there. Holmes Coffee Murray Funeral Home. Stephen, thanks for watching tonight. Really appreciate you as well. Kaimichi Technology Center, Modern Abstract, Shelburne Heating and Air. Hey, Jeff. Texoma Engraving, and Woodman Life. And we have something cool, I believe, in the works with Hudson and the folks at Woodman Life. So this, just something to look forward to. Anyway, I want to say thanks to all of our sponsors, our advertisers tonight. You guys are absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate that. All right, Jason is going to see your hand. I don't know if he's upping the ante right now because, and here's why I'm saying not upping the ante yet, because the Mavs are in the playoffs. Rangers still regular season. Jason says watching BCP live and the Rangers. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. That is pretty cool. You know, I've got two monitors already. Sometimes I have a third going on right here. So when we make the changes we're going to be talking about a little bit later tonight, maybe we need a fourth or a fifth monitor with some sports going on as well, and we can live stream the reaction. Hi, Mike. Mike watching tonight as well. Glad you're doing well enough to be on here and say hi. Hope you are doing well. All right, let's go then. Let's go to the map, shall we? Used to always say that to my kids when I was teaching, especially in history. Let's go to the map, shall we? What this is from the CDC website. And the CDC has made some changes to their suggestions as to how you should take care of yourself. And if you need diagnostic testing for the beer bug, okay? Do you need diagnostic testing for the beer bug? And they've actually set up here, hey, listen, we've made some changes here. Look, August 24th, diagnostic testing categories have been edited to focus on testing considerations and actions to be taken by individuals undergoing testing. Now, here are some of the testing right here, and here are some of the considerations right here. And let's move down to see what's changed. One of the things that's changed is this, and if you can see that there, if we scroll down to it, all right, I'm going to look at it a little bit bigger here. If you have been in close contact within 6 feet of a person with the beer bug infection for at least 15 minutes, but do not have symptoms, you do not necessarily need a test unless you're a vulnerable individual or your healthcare provider or state or local public health officials recommend you take one. A negative test, by the way, does not mean you will not develop an infection to the beer bug from the close contact or contract an infection at a later time. Just because you got a negative test, you still could get it. You should monitor yourself for symptoms. If you develop symptoms, you should evaluate yourself under the considerations set forth above. You should strictly adhere to CDC mitigation protocols, especially if you are interacting with a vulnerable individual. You should adhere to CDC guidelines to protect the vulnerable individuals with whom you live. If you do not have beer bug symptoms and have not been in close contact with someone known to have a beer bug infection, you do not need a test. So there we go. Changes are in the works, and things that may have been there at one point in time are not there anymore because it's out there. It is out there. And we know that there are lots of more people that have been infected with the beer bug than who have been tested. We understand that. The percent of the population who has been infected or come in contact with people who have been infected with the beer bug is dramatically higher than the numbers that have been reported in just the reported cases alone. And still, we're getting through this right now. The numbers of reported cases are going up. The numbers of those who have passed, whose passing has been attributed to the beer bug, not going up. It's staying at a level number. And in most places, it is still, and is actually going down. Actually going down. So let's go back to this one more time. And I'd want to look at something, and this is what I'd like you to do. I want you to draw your own conclusions. Okay? Let's stop there for a second. I'd like for you to draw your own conclusions as to what this is. I'm not going to say this definitively is what this means. You get to take the news and you get to draw your own conclusions. It's the way, well, for many years up until recent years, that's what happened. The news was presented, and you got to draw your own conclusions from it. It's not really the way it is anymore. However, I will say that if you get to draw your own conclusions, I'm going to draw my own conclusions too. So here's what I get from this. If you've been in close contact with a person who has been infected with the beer bug for 15 minutes but do not have symptoms, you don't necessarily need a test unless you're a vulnerable individual. It looks to me as though the CDC is recognizing that not everyone is a vulnerable individual. And that's okay. There are folks who are in a different age bracket than I am, although, again, I've been informed in the comment section that I'm old, but I still don't fall into certain age brackets. And because I don't fall into an age bracket, then maybe I'm not vulnerable, at least from that standpoint. There are other people whose immune system has been compromised for a number of reasons. There are the folks who have other sicknesses that could be linked to the beer bug and cause a synergistic effect on the body, and you might be vulnerable because of those reasons. But if you're not one of those people, then just being in close contact with someone who's had the beer bug infection doesn't mean you have to stop what you're doing in quarantine. This is not something that I put out. This is directly from the CDC. This is information that has come from the CDC website. Now, I know there are lots of folks, and some folks on the internet have been calling them Corona Bros, which I think is an interesting title for folks that seem to want the virus to actually have a really, really negative impact on our states and counties and country. There are a lot of folks who definitely, well, you have to follow CDC guidelines. If you're not following CDC guidelines, then you're just not doing your civic duty to the country. Well, the CDC guidelines say now that not everyone's a vulnerable individual. I would submit to you that college football players and athletes from 18 to 22 years old are probably in pretty good health, most of them. Most of them could handle this. I would submit to you that college volleyball players, college basketball players, college soccer players, most high school football players, volleyball players, soccer players, basketball players, softball players, baseball players, the list goes on, do not fall into that vulnerable person category, vulnerable individuals. And because of that, life should not shut down entirely. It's a virus. Just because you went inside your door and shut the door didn't mean that it just went, well, I guess I'll implode now. It's out there, but we are going to get through this. We're going to make it through this. And the CDC now is recognizing this. Now, again, you can take it. You can draw your own conclusions from this, and you will, and that's okay. That's fine. But just understand that's out there. Now, the CDC put this out. They're the ones we're supposed to be thinking are the highest authority for everything when it comes to recognizing how to deal with the beer bug. Time magazine, however, has decided that its science folks probably are a little bit smarter than, well, all of us, maybe. That's okay. So I'm going to see here. Let me check this out and see if this will show up. I'm a little bit slow with some of my graphics tonight. Please forgive me. Graphic behind me, I guess, is what's taking place. Let's see. Time magazine. Time magazine. There we go. Time put out the science book. Don't believe that Sharpie. They don't have a lot of belief, but CDC does, and have determined that what we're doing now is not enough. That the curve has been flat. It's not enough that people are not dying from dying. Even many events where they're treated a drug may or may not actually happen. It's not enough. It says in an article today, we should continue doing what we've already been doing, wash hands, keep 6 feet apart, and so on. But that is not enough. A new, consistent, and logical set of recommendations must emerge to reduce aerosol transmission. This scientist proposes the following, and it goes down to make an acronym of a civic duty. It's your civic duty, folks. It's your civic duty. A civic duty, which includes avoiding crowding indoors, low ventilation, close proximity, long duration, unmasked, talking, singing, yelling. Scientists have determined that you must emerge with these new consistent and logical set of recommendations. They must emerge, and talking, singing, and yelling is out of the question. I wanted to leave this up here. I didn't doctor this at all. I just took a picture of it from my phone. I wanted to leave it up there from Time Magazine. Talking, singing, and yelling. There you go. All right. So just wanted to throw that out there. And I know I lost audience because of that, and that's okay. It had to be said. So there you go. Time doesn't believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. But the scientists at Time, wow, that was weird sounding, wasn't it? The scientists at Time don't believe in you. So let's see here. Do we have another? Yes, we do. Speaking of the beer bug, I was under the impression that the beer bug was the only malady left known to man. I didn't think that there were any other things that we needed to be concerned about. I thought the beer bug was the only thing that we should ever be worried about anymore, because nobody dies of anything else. Nobody dies of anything else at all, period. People have been in motorcycle wrecks whose deaths have been attributed to the beer bug. So this is a picture taken at our local Walmart right here in Bryan County. And it says, if you can see that there, get your flu shot today. Why do I need a flu shot? I mean, I don't understand. Why should I get a flu shot today? Nobody the beer bug is worse than the flu. We've been told for months now. It has been pounded into our heads. The beer bug is so much worse than the flu. Then why do we even need a flu shot? What? It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to get sick from the flu. Nobody's going to pass from the flu. Why are they putting flu shot things out there? I don't understand. It's a confusing message, and I just don't get it. So there we go. All right. Well, I will say this. In all of that, and again, I know I lost audience for doing that. Let me show you something really quickly. If you've seen me around town, I like this one. I got this one first. By the way, Daryl, I got this one at Pro Image. I like this one. I have to put it on when I'm in the car. It takes me a little while to put it on, but I have to put it on in such a way so that you can see the whole logo. All right. Here we go. You like that? I like that one. So I actually, I have this one. This one's in the car. I like this a lot. I got this one the other day. That's pretty cool. Okay. Shout out. Giving a shout out to Seth Dutton and the folks at Southeastern. You see this? There we go. All right. I like this one. Yeah, it's interfering with the green screen going on. It's all right. It's pretty cool. And I'm here for years. Okay. Okay. If I lost you, I'm sorry. Looking a lot too. Got this one at Pro Image. So yeah, if I'm losing you internet wise, sorry. Hope it is. I don't know. I'm going to keep on talking. keep on talking and go from there. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, and the good news is, which yes, it looks like we cut out just a little bit. Hopefully, we're back right now. The good news is that we made it through the entire opportunity, our broadcast with Jacob Christian tonight. So that was good, and I was glad that we didn't lose him there. So still going right now. If I hope I've come back. I'm not sure if I've come back tonight. I think I've come back. So there we go. Everyone's still with me. There we go. Trying to make sure I've come back. All right. Looks like we're there. Okay. So we're on tonight, and this is I got this one at Pro Image. It was the OSU that messed everything up. I get that. If you can still hear me, that's really pretty cool because I feel like I slur my words when I've got the mask on. But did you know that there are state organizations in the state of Wisconsin that are mandating that people wear masks even during Zoom meetings? Does anyone really believe that they're going to get sick from watching me? Now, I realize some of you might say, hey, I got a little sick with the OSU mask. I get it. That's fine. But anyway, if ever there was a case of symbolism over substance, that is it. That really is one of the craziest things I have ever heard, that there are state entities in the state of Wisconsin that are making their employees wear masks even during Zoom meetings. So, but I just wanted to show these to you tonight because I wanted to let you know that I have done my best to honor all of the businesses in town and everywhere I've gone. And I have these in the car. Okay. And I brought these out of the car. So I have these in the car with me so that no matter where I go, and I can pull a mask out and I am there. If I go to Walmart, wherever I'm going, that I have done my part to honor the businesses in this town. And when we travel across the river and we go down to the, south of the river and we get some things on the other side, that's fine. You know what? We have these. I have one. Mrs. Patriot has one. The Little Patriots have one. We've all worn ours. We have all honored those businesses. Doesn't mean I believe in the masks at all. But I have honored those businesses, and I will keep honoring them as long as it's necessary. I would say that with this caveat. Don't push me. But I'm doing my best to honor all the folks. And you know what? Like I said, got these two at a local business. So cool, Pro Image. Way to go for having these out there. Shout out to Seth Dutton and all the folks at Southeastern. Man, you guys are cool. And we're going to get to visit with some more Southeastern folks very, very soon. Very, very soon. I'm really excited about that. Okay, so there is that. All right. Let's go to the next thing, and I will bring up this. I still thought this was funny. That's just cracking me up. All right, let's bring up this story then. Folks still watching me? We're past the 34-minute mark. That is great. You guys are awesome. Mav's still doing all right. Ranger's still doing okay. I hope. That is cool. Well, yeah, if I have to wear it, I might as well be fashionable. Seriously, I've worn the little light blue one time, and that's just because I couldn't find my OSU one, which had slid down between my seat and the console, and so I didn't have it there at the time. But other than that, man, I'm rocking them. My mask game is all over it. Okay, I have a strong mask game. Just saying that. Okay, this is a story that was in the Bryan County Patriot a little bit earlier. Okay. And this story, I put this story out yesterday. Some people got this in the mail. This is an Oklahoma voter registration application. Let me say that. Oklahoma voter registration application. All right. I'm hearing that the Mavs are not doing very good right now. Rangers are blowing it too. All right, well, just stick with BCP, and I'll try not to blow it. I'll try to finish strong. Okay. Matter of fact, I will finish strong. We have some cool things to close out with tonight. So this is a voter registration application. All right. So the story last night, or the story yesterday that came online, election board updates registration information prior to November election. Had an opportunity to visit with the election board secretary yesterday. Kim Norris, talked with her. And if you got one of these, I just wanted to let you know you are in the minority. Okay. It was posted that everyone has to re-register by October 9th, or you don't get to vote in the election on November 3rd. And that is not true. Okay. There's no basis for that on this registration. And I'm trying to figure out what the basis is, period. You got a letter from the Bryan County Election Board that says, please fill out the enclosed registration application and return it to us by October 9th, which is the deadline to register or change your registration for the upcoming November 3rd election. But what they've done is they're updating their files. And there have been some files that have gotten old, files where things need to be changed. My address has changed from one of the previous times that I'd registered. And so I was voting in one place, and they're like, hey, listen, you should be voting somewhere else. Okay, well, then we need to change it between now and the next election. So I actually got one of these in the mail. This is not just something that I got from the election board. This is something that came to me in the mail. And I was one of roughly 480 people who were mailed this on August 17th. 480 out of nearly 24,000 voters in Bryan County, which means I was one of 2% of the entire voting population in Bryan County, or the registered voters in Bryan County, because we do have some folks who live in Bryan County that haven't registered to vote. So 24,000 people in Bryan County that are registered voters, 480 of them got this letter just like me. 2%. That's 2%. Just in case you're counting at home, it's 2%. So, and I did check on that. You do need to, I need to register. I'm going to fill this out. I haven't filled it out yet because I wanted to show it to you tonight. But I'm going to fill this out. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to hand deliver it to the election board, but you can mail it back as well. And I'm going to put all the same information that I had before, except my address is going to be different. I'm going to put in my birth date, same before. I'm going to put my first, middle, last name, suffixes, whatever, last four of my social security number, political party, take a guess, and county of residence, which was Bryan County back in 1989 when I registered the first time. So don't panic if you got one of these. They are just updating. There are some registrations that, you know, have been around since the 40s and 50s, and even earlier there in the election board annals, if you will, and going back in history. But there's no reason to panic if you got this. And if anyone is panicking around you, you tell them it's not worth the panic because they're just updating things. All right. So we did that. There we go. Information that you needed to know. No reason to panic. Which brings us to then what is behind me right there. That is cool. And some of you all stuck around to watch it. How cool are you? You're incredibly cool. Well, just in case you didn't know, Mrs. Patriot and I are, and the Little Patriots, we are moving. And this was something that Jody had posted on Facebook. I think it was on Saturday. And we are not moving out of Bryan County. We're actually not even moving out of Durant. We are moving across town. We found a place that we like, and it's something that has something we've been wanting to do for a long time. We've been very, very blessed to get to be in the residence where we are. And I give a huge shout out to Paul and Ann Wrestler, and I will give a shout out to them again, that we've been renting from them. They have great houses here in town. So give a big shout out to them. We're very thankful. We're also thankful for the opportunity, and God's opened up the door for us to get to do something different. So we're going to be doing something different. So I definitely I wanted to talk about that a little bit tonight. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback. And so again, we talk about moving. We're not moving away. We're just moving across town. It's going to be good for us, good for the kids, and a little bit, a little bit more room for us to work with. Of course, we have three of them still in the house, but the grandkids come over, and when the grandkids come over, now there are 4 kids in the house and 2 more kids in the house, and then you get possibly even a son-in-law in that, and then daughter number 2 will be back from Pennsylvania sometime soon, and then there's a boyfriend there, and it's just good for us to be able to expand our horizons just a little bit. So anyway, there we are. We're excited about that, but that means things are going to be changing. Now, I've said for a couple of weeks, because I've known about this, the studio here, the Emerald Quest studio, is going to be moving. And I know, just to take you behind the scenes, I may show some pictures someday of what it looks like. But what we've been able to do with approximately, I want to say, 56 square feet worth of area here. And it may not be that much. It may be less than 56 square feet. I think what we've done with 56 square feet around here, with all the sound and audio and lights and backdrop, it's been really, really a blessing to get to do what we're doing. But we're going to be expanding, and the studio is going to be getting some improvements. And I'm excited about that. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. Now, between now and when all of the bigger and better factor in, there are going to be some times when it kind of doesn't look very good. So I have behind me right now, and it's a green screen that we got for another project that we're doing. And so I thought, you know what? I'd love to try the green screen. Underneath the green screen is the blue material that you've seen for the first 100 and some odd episodes of the show. Underneath that is the MidwestSports.net tarp. But you know what? We can make some changes. Excuse me. Let me make an adjustment here. The cool thing about this is that we can make some changes. So you can be watching me here, or let's say we have a Southeastern guest on. How about that? I like that. I like that a lot. This is one of them that came with it. I don't think this fits the show that well. I feel like I should be doing stand-up comedy if I had this one going. So, anyway, all right. So there's that one. How about, I actually do a show called GAC Weekly. So there you can see the weekly logo down there. All right, that one's kind of cool. Do a lot of work at the Great American Conference. That's kind of neat. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I think this one is pretty cool. So shout out if you like that one. I found this one today, and I thought, this is where I'd like to, and we're going to be back there someday. This, and if Mrs. Patriot is watching, we've been here many, many times. This is Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm a huge Tennessee Volunteers fan. So that one would be pretty cool. But now, whatever. Let's just stick with that for a little while. All right. So there is that. You like that one, Dottie? That one's the best one. Okay. That is all right. Okay. Yeah, Linda, thank you very much. Family's growing, and we are having room for more. So that is cool. All right. I'll start wrapping it up with this. There was one more. Oh yeah. I said, okay, there are 2 final things here we'll get to. And I said I would bring this one out. I started to talk about my bank account tonight. This is genuinely funny. If this will show up here, hope it will. There it is. All right. I'm having to bring this one out. I took a screen grab. Okay, let's set the stage here. I think we're headed for we're trying to, I believe the government's trying to push us toward a cashless society. Now, that's a story for another time. We don't have time to get into that tonight. But the simple fact of the matter is that we've been encouraged and requested to pay for our kids' lunches online. So I've gone online to pay for the kids' lunches. Now, I like making lunches for the little patriots and sending them off their lunches, and that's fine. That's all well and good. Sorry, Jason, I know this is affecting your vision tonight. Just stick with me because it's going to be worth it for this next part. And some of you may have seen this already. So I paid for the kids' lunches and, got all that taken care of. I'm going to pay some more, just kind of testing the waters here. One thing that does frustrate me is there's a fee to pay for the lunches. So I have to go through my school bucks to pay for their lunches, but now I have to pay a fee on top of that, which I'm not a fan of. Got to tell you, not a fan of that. And I don't think that's right. I really don't. If I can't, if I was paying cash and I could go through, but now I can't pay cash and now I have to pay a fee on top of that. So anyway, I got my, let's share the screen then. I checked online to make sure that my payment had gone through, and my payment had in fact gone through. And this is what it showed up as on my statement. Now this was my First United statement. So I took out the amount, so you can't see the amount or anything like that or any of my account numbers, but it shows up as, okay, it was a payment, went to Durant Public Schools, web, debit, all this other stuff. I paid for my school's lunches, and look at this. This is what it came through as for my school bucks for the Little Patriots lunches. Check this out. It came through as alcohol and bars. Paying for Durant Public School lunches came through as alcohol and bars. There you go. I promise you that the money I paid on that account, I am not kidding you, went to my school bucks. It's the same amount. Now, look, I'm not going to tell you that I've never had alcohol. That would be an outright and blatant lie. Okay. I can tell you I've never been to a bar. Now, not that I haven't been seated at the bar section at Chili's when it's just me and Mrs. Patriot and we're looking to get in and find a seat quickly because, we're hungry. Never been to a bar. Okay. But you may want to check this out, because I would hate to look back on this at some point and be showing my records to someone and say, well, here's this and this and this. And, oh, by the way, X amount of money went to alcohol and bars. Now, I funneled it through the Durant school system to pay for it. Anyway, you should check this out. And if I'm the only one that, by the way, check this out. If you do pay for your kids' school lunches, I'd like to know if anybody else has had that come through on theirs. I'm just curious. Alcohol and bars. Look, I've taught for a long, long time. I taught at one school for 9 years, taught at another school for 3 more years. So I've been a school teacher, and I can tell you there were times that you probably, just to make it through the day, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I'm only joking. Okay. But a little bit. Anyway, yeah, you may want to check that out. That was my laugh for the day. I was just like, Jody, you have to see this. This is what the school lunches came through as. So, on the other hand, now I'm going to question, what are the kids eating? If that's what their school. Okay, there we go. Sorry. It is time to close. And I have to make an adjustment to our close because I've been praying about some things and trying to think I've had something on my heart for a while, and I needed to make a change with how we close out the show. And it's not a big change, but you'll see in time what we're going to be talking about some over the next few weeks. I really felt the need to get this in there. So we're making one adjustment. I have talked about being wise, using discretion, and don't walk in fear. But I'm going to switch out the discretion one with something else that's really been on my heart, and it's something that we really, really need to talk about in the next few weeks, okay? And that is love. We need to walk in love. We need to not be walking in hate. We need to be walking in love. And there's so many aspects to love, and we've talked about some before, that love forgives and love doesn't keep a record of wrong, and all the things that are in love in the 1 Corinthians chapter 13. We need to walk in love. And I'm adjusting my closing statement. So if you haven't gotten the t-shirt yet, actually we don't have a t-shirt, but if we did make a t-shirt and we talked about the way we close every night, then this is what we're going to be looking at. So keep this in mind: to be wise, to walk in love, and do not walk in fear. Now, that's where it is. We'll talk a little bit more about love as we go, but I just wanted to make that adjustment right now. Be wise, walk in love, but do not walk in fear. And there we go. Dottie has summed it up. There we go. Pretzels and beer. And that's what's being served in the see, I can't say this all the way through because someone will take a clip of my statement and then it's everywhere. I'm not even this, but it is funny. It is funny. Just saying, it is funny. So there we go. That's how the teacher's going to make it through the year. Well, you know what? Sometimes that's what it is. Seriously, I would like to know. I mean this. If anyone else is paid through My School Bucks, let me know what your bank statement says. If it says something similar, if it doesn't, don't tell me about your bank statement. But if it says something similar, because that is a true, let's put it right up there. There it is. Durant Public Schools, alcohol and bars. There we go. It's on Joey's tab. All right. So here we go. Let's wrap it up then for real tonight. Say thanks also to Jake Christian, and he has his gig this weekend. So follow him, and it would be, I think it's a pretty cool concert to go to. 4 hours, man. 60, 70 song set. Wow. He has that going on. Lots of things we talked about tonight. I'm sure we'll share a little bit more sometime later. Thanks to all the advertisers and sponsors. And thanks to you, because you stuck it out for 52 plus minutes now. Oh my goodness. You stuck it out for 52 plus minutes. Plus, as Dottie said, I'm Captain Comeback, or King of the Comeback, because I can find another internet signal to grab onto. So we made it through the rest of the show. And I found a way to get OSU on all the time. How about that? So let's wrap it up from there. I want to tell you, number one, be wise. Wisdom comes from God. It doesn't come from being old. It comes from God. But if you ask, the Bible said that he would give you wisdom. He give to all men who ask, and without finding fault. Jeff, my goodness, glad you're on board tonight. What took you so long? We're 53 minutes into this one, man. Anyway, secondly, walk in love. Okay? And we need to think about this a lot. We have a lot going on, a lot of decisions to be made in the next few weeks. There are those things out there, and we need to understand and really look at what is being done in love. So I'm encouraging you to walk in love. That's number 2. And number 3, do not walk in fear. The CDC guidelines are changing. There are folks out there who are going to want to continue to walk in fear as long as they can. There is a national push to keep you in fear as long as it can. And I'm encouraging you to not walk in fear. Be wise, walk in love. Do not walk in fear. And hey, hope you got things done in the rope and pin. But I'm glad you're here tonight, Jeff Shelburne. God bless you, man. All right, be wise, walk in love. Don't walk in fear. Thank you so much for sticking around for the whole night. You all are an absolute blessing. And we're going to do this again tomorrow night. That is cool. See, that's what happens when I go 5 nights without a show. It just builds up. It just builds up. All right. God bless you all. Thanks again. See you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.